Hey, Geoff here. Hey, wanted to share a tale with you just privately before 2021 gets going. This video is called The Two Tales of Three Spheres. And the goal is to show you how you can dynamically and powerfully use Facebook to massively grow your real estate business. Lots of adjectives in there in 2021. We know it's true because we've helped people generate over $200,000 worth of business, just one person in gross commission, just from their Facebook profile, without ads or anything like that. Numbers of people over 100K from Facebook this year, without running any ads, all organic, all wonderful business because it's warm and it's with people that absolutely resonate with you. So I want to show you this video. Please, if you want to join our pilot program or want information on it, just hit the pilot program button underneath this video and we'll have a chat. You'll send me a personal message, but let's jump in and look at the two tales of three spheres. So let's have some fun here. I hope you're looking forward to 2021, and hopefully it's going to be a year with a lot less stress than 2020. So the three tales, the three spheres, two tales, three spheres here. Let's have a look at them. Clearly there is sphere 1, sphere 2, and sphere 3. And we're going to talk about each one of these, 1, 2, and 3. So let's jump into the first sphere. It's going to take about 10 minutes, this video. Your Facebook sphere. What I mean by that is your Facebook friend list. Let's talk honestly about it, because often there are problems right here. And one of your biggest challenges is being connected to enough of the right people that will generate business for you. And too often, number one problem is it's kind of disparate. I want you to think about which problem most resonates with you. When I say disparate, it means you've just collected all these people throughout the years of having a Facebook account, and there's no real reason for them being connected other than somehow they might tenuously know you in some way or another, but they don't really all belong together. So it's disparate. Often it's just too small. You just don't know enough people. Our goal is to get people to 1,500 local contacts as quickly as possible. And then 3, it's misaligned. You're connected to people who are never going to refer you or use your services as a realtor because they live somewhere else, because they don't have the money, because whatever it is, they're just not going to use you, right? So it's disparate, small, or misaligned. And unfortunately, a famous person once said, if you are not growing, you are what? Dying. So if your Facebook sphere isn't growing in number, there's a lack of energy. If it's not growing in quality, there's a lack of depth, and it doesn't work. But don't worry, going into 2021, you can change it. And instead of dying, what we want your Facebook sphere to be is thriving. What does that look like? Well, instead of being disparate, it's an inclusive place where people are connected, not just because you know you, but because they share values, passions, hobbies, life challenges, backgrounds, whatever it is. There's a strong reason for them being connected to you because you've chosen your sphere of influence. You've chosen your relationships. Instead of being small, it can be large. We had Mary Ford Baggett, a realtor who'd moved to Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas. She added 700 new local contacts in less than a week with our system. Amazing, life-changing. She knew no one because she had just moved. Now she knows 700 female entrepreneurs. So they just weren't local, who just, that was the problem. So she didn't just add anybody. There's specific people who will resonate with her. And instead of being misaligned, we want there to be a strong sense of alignment. So the people you're connected to will use you as a realtor, or could use you as a realtor, or definitely could refer you. So that's sphere 1. Our goal is for you to have a thriving Facebook sphere. Sphere 2, which we're going to get to now, the second sphere, this is actually what happens inside your sphere or on your profile. What are these people you're connected to? How do they engage with you and with each other, right? And too often, people's Facebook profile is too lonely. There's not enough engagement. Our goal is to get people to 100+ comments within the first week. I would say we have about a 90% success rate of doing that. So highly effective. Second thing, sometimes it's just catty, right? It's just superficial. There's lots of arguing about politics or religion or whatever it is. There's nothing really meaningful. A lot of attention-grabbing posts, perhaps. Nothing really meaningful happening. And then 3, it's a bit unremarkable. Your Facebook presence doesn't really stand out from anybody else's, especially your competitors. And that's a missed opportunity. So if it's these things, If it's lonely, catty, and unremarkable, most likely it's not much fun for you or for anybody else, and that's not going to be sustainable. So what we want to do in 2021, instead of it being not fun, we want it to become energizing in a place that you really enjoy. And instead of being lonely, we want it to be a connected place, a place of engagement, a place people look forward to coming to and reading and seeing. And we want it to be a place that isn't superficial, where you get to make a meaningful impact in people's lives with your content. It's a powerful tool, and many people are not accessing it. And instead of being unremarkable, we want it to be a remarkable place. Thousands of people, local people, could be connected to you on Facebook right now if you build it out. And they could all be telling their friends, you've got to follow Mark on Facebook. His videos are incredible. Or his story posts, just so inspiring, right? We get to choose. But right now, most people, their Facebook presence is not remarkable enough. So that's sphere one, was thriving Facebook sphere, being connected to a lot of the right people. We just talked about energizing and having an energizing and meaningful sphere. And the third sphere here, it's actually real life benefits. What happens from Facebook? What comes out of it? And too often, it's false. Like, you get some attention, but do you actually get real business, real referrals, real conversations with people? Or does it just feel good? Does it feel like progress? Lots of likes don't mean lots of dollars. Often it's time consuming, right? So it's costing you time. It's taking stuff from you. And often you feel like a slave to Zuckerberg, right? It's taking your money, but you're not getting business. It's taking your time, but you're not getting referrals. And if it's this way, then actually that's what's happening. It's stealing from you. It doesn't have to be that way. What we can do with your profile, what you can do with it in 2021, instead of having something that steals, let's give you something that gives, right? Let's give you a profile that gives. Instead of it being false, tangible benefits, regular conversations. Jay Andrew in our training sometimes will have 120 Facebook Messenger conversations a week with people. From that, he had 40 plus conversations on the phone with people. And from that, he got 13 clients in 10 weeks. Tangible benefits just from his Facebook profile. And instead of it being time consuming, we want it to be scalable. We want you to be doing the minimum amount to get the best results. Let's be as lazy as possible and make as much of an impact in the world as we can next year. Let's do the things that really matter and leave the busy work alone. And instead of being a slave, we want a Facebook presence that serves you. Does that make sense? I'm glad you're watching this video. Let me summarize. We talked about a sphere. First sphere, thriving Facebook friend list. Second sphere, energizing, meaningful content going out there, making a difference. Third sphere, it's something that gives you real life benefits. Remember, I talked about the two tails of three spheres. Let's look at the bad tail. There's two tails, right? The bad tail looks like this. Your Facebook sphere is disparate, small, and misaligned. It's dying. There's nothing, no growth happening there. And inside the sphere, on your news feed, it's kind of lonely. It's catty or superficial, or it's unremarkable. There's nothing really happening. It's not much fun, right? And on the third, in terms of real life benefits, there's some false hope. It's very time consuming. And you feel like a bit of a slave to it because it's stealing from you. Now, let me be frank with you. If any marketing activity feels like death, if it's not fun, if it's stealing time and not giving back to you, then this is for sure true. It won't work, and you've got to get off Facebook in this case. If you're not going to make changes, don't stay investing 3-4 accumulating hours a week or more on this platform. You've got to make a change. If it's not working, stop it. If it's dying, kill it. If it's not fun, change it. If it's stealing from you, put it away, right? But it doesn't have to be that way because it's the good tail. The good tail. Remember the two tails of three spheres. The good tail looks like this. And your Facebook sphere is thriving. It's full of people, large groups of people who all belong together, and it's aligned with your business. They're people that you could use, who would use you. to refer you and use your services as a realtor. It's energizing. You feel like it's a connected place. It's meaningful, having great conversations, and other people are talking about how great it is. And then thirdly, there's some real life benefits. It's giving to you tangibly. You see business, you see referrals, you see conversations, you see impact. Tangible things are happening from it. And it's happening in a scalable ways, 2, 3, 4 hours a week, giving you great results. You don't need to be on any other social media channels if you're connected to 3,000 people who are telling everybody else in your community about how great you are. In fact, by being in other places, you just dilute your power. We want you to have a presence that's thriving and energizing and giving you tangible results that's serving you in your real estate business. I'm sure that's what you want too. Here's the thing. I've been lying to you. There are not 3 spheres. There is only one. Remember, this could be your story. We go from there to here. You can have one channel, one central place to store your relationships, to manage your relationships, to grow your relationships. In 2021, a place that's thriving, a place that's energizing to you, and a place that's giving you tangible results. This can be your Facebook profile in 2021. We have 190 people. They're seeing it this way. They're only scratching the surface of what's possible, but they've gone from like 4 million production to 16 million production in the case of Kirstine Openshaw, to 40 transactions in the case of Dana Bentley Black. Jay Andrew, who made like 50K in gross commission in 43 minutes on Facebook Messenger. Tangible results is what we want, with you building relationships that matter. So if you want to join our pilot program or want information on it, what I want you to do before the year is out, we've got a kickoff class on Monday, is I want you to hit that button below this video and send me a message on Facebook that just says pilot program. We'll just talk about it and we'll see if it's right for you. We want to simplify things and we want to go after connection in 2021. 2020 has taught us that we really need each other. And it's taught us that connection really matters and that people are working more and more by referral than ever before. So whatever you do, whether you work with us or not, make sure every piece of marketing you're doing is creating two-way conversations between you and somebody else. It's not you putting out information and waiting and hoping that the other person responds. It's you actively asking for conversations. And the quickest way to do that, the simplest way to do it, is through some of the methods and strategies we've got for you. So put pilot program in the chat by clicking that button underneath this video, and we'll just talk and see if it's a good fit for you. I hope you have an amazing new year. I hope you see 2020 off, and I hope that 2021 is the end of some things and the beginning of some really big and beautiful new things for all of us.